I heard Wiley on Twitter the other day, Instagram and Twitter still, having a conversation with himself and his audience about grime being dead or dying, and people having conversations about that. Yeah. Now, I don't even know if you've ever had that conversation here, but I think, in my opinion, this is a thing that keeps coming up every period of time. Like every period of time.
4 years, every 4 or 5 years.
Every period of time, people keep saying grime is dead or it's dying. Grime is dead, it's dying. Grime is dead, it's dying. Whatever. Like, why do you think that it becomes such a big thing every time? Like, why is that a conversation?
I think initially what people do, one of the things that I noticed is sometimes when the biggest grime acts get successful, like whoever it might be at the time, some people feel that they're not doing as much grime as they could, or they'll be doing other things that ain't in the grime arena.
Fair.
And I think people tend to take that as they're not doing grime no more, or they don't do grime to like that they used to see them do it. So it's dead. Because why have they stopped doing it? Or why aren't they doing it like they used to do it? Do you know what I'm saying?
So, I'm not saying that you're wrong in it, yeah? But the logic is, because the biggest person at that time isn't doing it, a whole genre of music doesn't exist anymore because this one...
Yeah, obviously it would never not exist. Obviously, like, we can discuss why it would always exist. But I think why people seem to think things is because what you have to understand, grime is almost like a trampoline and a platform for everybody, right? They come in, you know, they learn their skills, they meet people, they meet producers, they understand underground music, they understand, you know, mic techniques, stage techniques, and how to make songs. And then some artists, you know, they might want to make other music too. Do you know what I mean? They might want to make other music, so they go into making other genres of music that might be more successful than the record that they... Maybe not necessarily more successful than the grime record they done, but when people look at grime, and this is another thing we need to stop doing, they look at a BPM and a sound.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the problem is, why people keep saying they think it's dying or it's dead. Now, grime isn't... Well, this is coming from my perspective. I don't think grime is just a beat at 140 BPM with someone spitting on it, either one-liners or like grime flows. I don't think that's what grime is. I think that's what journalists decided to call grime, or what they noted it down as. And even now, if you look at this grime's dead thing, it's mainly journalists talking about this. It's mainly journalists throwing these words about and saying these things. It's not necessarily like the people or the people doing it. It comes from the press. So with us, I think that it's down to us to, you know, correct people on some things as well. To be honest, you don't have to correct people, but it's to let people see why some of this stuff's happening. And I think the journalists always love to throw this grime dead at grime every now and again.
The reason why it's a conversation that I don't like having, yeah, with some people, is because the one thing that I don't like to do usually, and sometimes I feel like I have to do it for the purpose of the platform or whatnot, yeah. But I don't like discussing what is good music, yeah, based on numbers. So, for example, yeah, if an artist has come through and he's doing mad numbers or whatever it is, I don't like to talk about the numbers. I just like to talk about whether it's good or not. Do you get me? So for me, if we're discussing a genre of music, yeah, if I say from my perspective, I think that a genre of music is dead, that comes from the quality of the music for me. So I'm saying to myself, the reason why I think that something is dead, or I think genre of music is alive, is because of the quality of the music. So for example, yeah, another example. Remember years ago when Nas came out and he said hip hop was dead?
Yeah.
He didn't say that based on the numbers, because artists were still out there doing all
numbers.
types of shit.
He
But he was
said
doing
on
that for
base
the
of
quality
music,
of the music.
and
So
what
that's
he-
the more the conversation I want to hear. So
Yeah.
when someone tells me that, I don't know, for example, Grime is dead. For me personally, I look at the quality of the music and I'm like, well, I don't know what quality of music you're listening to, but the quality of music I'm listening to is well existing, bro. That's for me though.
Yeah. Well, we're living in an era where a numbers era. Do you get what I'm saying? So the reason why, okay, so what do you value success as? You know, if somebody's made 10 tunes this year and they're 10 amazing records
To me. What,
to
me?
you,
Yeah.
and then somebody else made another project and they're 10 alright records,
But they sold more.
but they done 10 million streams on each one, and my man's done 100,000 streams on each one.
What would I deem it as?
What do you deem?
So
it?
for me personally, again, I would look at that situation and I would say, for me, I'm still going by the quality of the music and what I vibe to the most. So I'm gonna say, for me, the album that I'm listening to in the most, for in my car, personally or whatever, for me, is the most successful album for me and my ears, innit? Yeah. But in the conversation of numbers, if you have to have that, then obviously sometimes you have to look at the numbers and say, all right, cool, this one done astronomically better than the other one. But also there's situations and circumstances in that too, because if you are comparing an artist, yeah, who has, say, a major label deal, has bare money pumped into it or whatnot, they go through and they end up selling 1 million, but then you have an independent artist who doesn't have that backing but then sells 90,000. In my opinion, the 90,000 artist could easily be more successful or just as successful as the person
the
who
machine
sold
behind
the
him. With the machine behind
exactly.
him. Yeah. And I think a lot of it all dictates to who's in power and who's pushing certain buttons from certain places as well, because we've seen it before, like, and I'll speak on major labels again. Grime's a DIY based genre of music. Majority of the people in Grime are DIY people. They do it for the love of the music and what's not. When Grime was coming up and being built and trying to get to a certain level, no major labels wanted to invest. No one wanted to do anything. No one wanted to be involved. As soon as the rise of Grime started happening and everything, major labels started throwing money at artists again, right? Right or wrong?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm coming from an era of seeing them not. The checkbooks were tucked away. Yeah. Now the checkbooks are flying around. People are actually ripping checks out and throwing them in the air randomly. So obviously there's another set, you know, a generation of people that are coming up doing music now that, you know, they didn't know the hardship of what a lot of artists had to go through at that time with the major labels and stuff like that. So, you know, if someone's coming from the hood and they're seeing 100 grand there for them, obviously your man's gonna try and better himself and better his family at the same time. But with that being said, obviously, and I'm not directing at any A&Rs individually or stuff, but I know with record labels as well, they can kind of steer on what type of music you're making.
What, as an artist?
As an artist.
Okay.
If you haven't got creative control, do you know what I mean? And
how does someone not have creative control in this day and age, though? That's
but Chucks, you got to remember, you're talking from a place of years of understanding and seeing things and going through the game and understanding things. But someone now, they most really don't understand the fullest, unless they got an OG on their team, about what creative control is. The initial thing would be they'll check the legals with the solicitors and make sure that the clauses are, but they wouldn't look at creative control as one. And you're just like, but how could you not have creative control? And I'm not going to name artists, but I know there's a few artists that are on hold at the moment because they're having issues with creative control. So just like with that being said, it's like there's labels that are, you know, understanding that people that come from also a Grime background. Because if you look at everybody, right, even down to Ed Sheeran, his first mixtapes was what?
Yeah, he was
from the Grime scene.
Yeah,
everybody.
I think he had a mixtape, where every song had a feature from someone in the Grime scene. Yeah.
Right, and this is not like, I love Ed. Do you get me? And obviously Ed, you know, you can see me. He does his thing with Big Nasty, doing his thing with whatever. But I just think Like, and this is not to Ed. I'm just saying, like, sometimes there are people in positions of power that have used the platform to elevate themselves, and I just think there's not enough thought for the people that have come through it to put things back on. And I'm like, again, like I always say this type of stuff. You know, I saw Bizzle talking about the big Europe tour with everybody on it, like the Up in Smoke tour and stuff like this. Yeah. And to be honest, I do believe everybody can survive on their own. You know, I'm doing my thing, my crew. I'm here. That's 20 years. I've been here for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Just like Wiley said, it's not about what you're doing, what you done. It's how long you're here for. Do you know what I'm saying? And how long you can be here. So, like, people, there is no community anymore. There is no grime community, as in like I say, it's like a trampoline. People come through, they jump on a trampoline, they go up to the level they need to. Yeah.
Do you think? Because for me, I felt like there was a grime community that was starting to get built again.
Yeah,
then it got shut down.
Yeah,
which was Radar for me. Yeah, elements of it, yeah, elements of Radar. And the reason why I say that, I mean, I even tweeted today and I said, and this was just a genuine question, me being in and out of that building, I used to see youths in there just chilling, like just being around the studio, just, you know, if they had a turn to MC, they were having a turn to MC or rap or playing computer or whatever. And I just asked just a genuine question, like, I wonder what them youths are up to today. Like, where are they now?
Yeah, they're not at Radar.
They're not there. We're like, where are they? So I'm not putting it all on them. I'm not just saying that like because Radar.
Yeah, that's a good point. Radar was a good thing for us. You're right. Radar was a good thing for the community of the younger people doing grime.
Yeah.
There's some older people there going to, and obviously when I'm saying grime community, like, I don't want people to get me misunderstood, like anybody's asking anyone for anything. Because, you know, we've been doing this and we're going to keep on doing it. But this is just something that I've picked up on, that I've seen from the grime scene, that people come and go as they please. Which is fair to say. They come and go as they please, to do what they want. But to be honest, let's get back to the point, the question that you asked me. I like people saying grime's dead now. It doesn't make no sense. Yeah. Firstly, because grime is mostly the most credible genre of music that we've created from this country to date. Now, like Wiley said, every single person that's popped over the last 2 years has popped because of grime. Even artists and rappers, yeah, when you look on the things and certain flyers and everything that they're on and what the promotions have been said, it says grime artist to a rapper. Yeah. So the only reason they could be saying grime is dead is because they're beating out the word, and it's got so popular that it's like when the forest needs to grow back, it just needs to burn quickly and then it grows back better. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just think we've got to the time where people don't know what they're saying. They don't even know what's going on, because all the main dons, all the big dons, they're easy at the moment. You get me? But when you see everybody releasing and dropping again, you won't say that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was at a show last night. Do you know what I'm saying? MCing, like nothing seemed dead to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think it's a good conversation to be sparked, because it shows how people really think. Whatever's in front of them now today, they're gonna rate it.
Of course, I know. That's what I was gonna say actually. Because I was gonna say that, like, in my head, the way that I think that some people are seeing it as, you have like, so you've got like, say on this level here, you've got like the fans, and then like something could be niche, it could be a big fan base, or it could be a small fan base or whatever, but you have this level here, and then you have this level here, which a lot of people see in between all of that, which is all of the popularity stuff. So within this part here is where you have like just the waves, the things that like come and go, and the things that like casual fans see. So as a casual fan, in this bit here, you're gonna see like some artists come through, do their thing, whatever, bare chart success, making bare dough, Jonathan Ross, blah blah blah, this, that and the other. And then after a period of time, it goes back to here. And when it goes back to here, the people that are casual fans see it as, oh, what, there's nothing around here anymore, it's dead. Whereas in my perspective, when I digest it, I look at it as in a genre of music, in this particular genre of music ain't died. For me, it's just gone back to the fans. So now you can, as artists, as you said, yesterday, you had a show yesterday, you can have a show tomorrow. There's Eskimo dancing flipping in Australia happening in a couple of months. There's an Eskimo dance actually happening on the 26th. Shout out to Cheeky. Cheeky and them. There's still a bunch of stuff going on, but unless you're a fan, you're not gonna know. So when I hear somebody say that the genre of music's died, in my opinion, I get it. You're coming from that popular aspect, but then you're just not a fan because you're not aware of what else is going on.
Yeah, because popular culture is what people are pushing on you at the present time. Popular culture has a time span. Tinchy Stryder 4 years ago was the best-selling male in UK. And then when you go to that level, it's very hard to come from that level back to the underground and be, have a run. The only person I've seen do that is Chip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So once you go overground, there's a time span of those kids that love you that either the machine's pumping into them, your music. When they get to, I don't know, they could be 14, like for between 11 to 16. When they get to 18, they're not going to be listening to the same music as they was between the age of 12 and 16. So when you go to the commercial aspect of music, it has a span, and it always then goes back to the underground.
Yeah, goes back to the
fans. Always is a full cycle. It's always going to go around. You see, you look at garage, you look at jungle, you look at all these homegrown genres.
I think jungle is a great example of that.
Yeah, jungle's a great example. You go to these raves now, they're still going on. They're packed. Everything's cracking. It's the same shower man from
all over the world.
Yeah, all over the world. You get what I'm saying? And the only other person I see really coming on a new thing to that was Stormin. You get me? So rest in peace, Stormin. But they got their thing solidified, because really and truly there's only really 20-30 real junglists that make it, and really and truly it's only like 10 to 20 real grime artists in the world that actually do grime, that are from grime.
What, consistently, you mean?
They're just really grime.
Yeah.
Other people have come in, found the culture, been a part of it and tried to help progress it, but I wouldn't necessarily say they're from the grime scene.
Fair.
Do you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's got that wide where now people, we're even having a discussion. It's like you almost don't even know what it. I don't think people know what grime is. So my point was, I don't like the fact that people, like now, the biggest problem is people have this BPM issue. So if it's faster or slower than 140, it's not grime. But like, I think I spoke to you about this before. You go to like Dizzy's album, Just a Rascal. You go to Old School, Nasty Crew, China Man.
I remember I said to you before the last time, I think we were trying to work it out. I couldn't remember if we did or not. But you had an instrumental years ago, like when
the Battlefield rhythm we were talking about.
That's grime to me.
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
That was, you could never, like the BPM on that. Some people would say, it's more like a hip hop sort of thing. But to me, that just sounded like a grime thing to me. You get me?
So it's I think it's all this.
Does it bother you though? Does it bother you? See, when people say that grime is dead, every period of time when they do that, honestly, does it bother you?
No, it gets me gassed. Because you know what? I know that something's mad's about to happen. When they say it's dying, that's when it's at its most thriving. Because they don't understand. The journalist that said it's dead, he's tapped. You might think I'm joking. He's tapped. He's the most tapped one out of everyone. But again, he sparks conversation, because this is something that a lot of people was thinking, right? Because you got to look at it like this. Okay, how long Grime been here? Let's say from the year 2000 to now. Let's say 18 years. Let's just cap it at that. Then you want to talk about new genres that have been created: Afro, swing, drill, right? Now, I reckon Afro, swing and drill's been here for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, 2.5.
2.5 years, right? Now, you know, they're just getting started. Literally just getting started now. You know, they're just getting started. So something that's been sculpted for 18 years is now all of a sudden dead because two new genres parallel have been running for 2.5 years that actually been successful. But like I said, you know, and I don't want to talk about from me. I don't like the fact that people think I'm saying this. I'm just talking as a voice, as somebody that's seen stuff. I'm not talking as Jammer. I think I done anything. I'm not speaking from that angle, and I actually want to put that out there before I say this. But grime as a music has opened up doors for everybody to then go and be able to eat. You know, because what you got to understand is, you know, all of the work that's gone in to build up this scene that people now actually find credible, that opened all the doors for the A&Rs and the checkbooks and to go to their MDs and to say, yeah, we need the budgets back. You know, and now the budgets are flowing and the shows have gone up because it's all about numbers, who you can pull. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, you know, pop culture, it's a cycle, you know. Always pop culture is going to come around and be pop culture, and there's always going to be the underground. If there was no pop culture and there was no underground, there would be no conversation.
Yeah.
There would be none. It's like you can't just have all heavyweight boxers. You have to have different.
Of course, yeah.
You have to have different things to understand what.
1,000,000%.
You know, you can't know what being badded up feels like if no one ever showed you love.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And you vice versa. It's the same thing. So I think all of these discussions are healthy. But one thing that, like me coming from the grime scene, like I want to say on behalf of the grime scene, do you know what I'm saying? It's like we've seen this before. We've been there before.
A
couple times. We've heard it all before. Do you get what I'm saying? And after everything happens and the cycles go around, we're still going to be here making music. We're still going to be sending out shows. We're still going to be some of the greatest artists that have come from the UK. We're still going to be the most innovative, do you know what I'm saying, individuals.
It's so hard for me to even have this conversation, really, man, because I just think, for me, yeah, like, as I'm just a fan of certain things, like, again, as I said, having a numbers conversation for me is just difficult, yeah. And when I go back to the quality of music and just even some of the things that man are doing, it's hard for me to even entertain the conversation of it dying, because I mean, like, even look at what's his name, Bugsy Malone, yeah. See Bugsy Malone is a grime artist to me, yeah. You look at his tour dates and look at the venues that he's doing, bro. He's from Manchester and he's doing mad, like, big capacity venues, bro, like very big capacity venues, bro. JK touring all over the place. He's not from London, he's from Birmingham. Do you get what I'm saying? There's like still a whole bunch of
but what you have to understand, that's obviously I understand what you're saying, but he's in the pop arena.
Okay.
So once you're in the pop arena, people that actually, the journalists that are actually talking about grime's dead, I don't even know if these journalists actually know what grime is.
Fair.
But the reason they're saying this stuff is because I feel like people are referring to the grime scene, like radio sets,
okay,
Lord
fair.
of the Mics,
Yeah,
Eskimo dance, seeing all of us, man, standing together on stage, seeing us together, seeing us in studio,
have a point, then?
seeing us do freestyles.
So they have a point.
They have a point.
So then, if they do, ice cream man's going mad. But if they do have a point,
just as I was about to say Eskimo boy and the ice cream man.
Yeah. If they have a point, then there's not really that much of an argument then in that sense, because there isn't that much of that at the moment, to be fair. And I think maybe
but it doesn't mean they
about the community.
Exactly. But it doesn't mean you can say it's dead.
The community's not there.
So in the basement, my basement, the reason why I feel it was community is because everybody would pass through there every day. Everyone would see each other spud. So man might jump on a tune with another man might jump on a tune with another man. Right now, in life, right now,
man are not
that's
doing
what,
that. Man are not doing that like
man
that.
Are not, but still Bangles is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So Still Bangles is doing that.
But I wouldn't say that Still Bangles makes grime music.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not making that. I'm saying, but Still Bangles is actively doing the culture.
Yeah.
So where everybody will see Miss together and Mo Stack and that's looking alive to them, innit? Them man linking up, you know what I'm saying? Them man are doing, you get what I'm saying? Snaps and whatever. I feel like they just want to see that with grime artists.
Yeah, but if they're not seeing it, and if that is what...
But does that mean it's dead?
No, but listen to what I'm saying.
I know where you're going.
If it's built off that, if that's what it's built off, and that is not existing in the way that it did, or even nearly in the way that it did, there's a good argument to say that, well, yeah, if we're not seeing man doing that, if there isn't a community the way that it used to be, and people ain't passing through a basement or wherever it is, radar or whatnot, and Still Bangles has got it, over there is where it's happening right now, and you man are just quiet.
Yeah, but that becomes with who's deciding to be quiet. Because obviously I'm in the studio with guys, I know what they're about to drop in it. I know what guys are making.
But no one else does.
Yeah, I know, but this is the conversation. So I obviously, from my perspective, I know everyone's working and doing their thing. People ain't 15 years old or 18 and can hang around with each other every day and share chips. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? Couple portions of chips, some weed. You get me? 2 dragons, and everyone jams all day. People got kids, people got lives, people got bills to pay. People are doing real life. So you're not gonna get that same environment that you're gonna get.
What about the youngers though? Because I started to see it at Radar, and Radar don't exist anymore. Yeah,
I feel like Radar was the
one of
the key things that was keeping the vibe going on the grime scene. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's seriously, bro. I spoke about it before, and I understand the uproar a bit and whatever, yeah. But seriously, bro, like, I just think it's a proper shame that it's just not there anymore. Like, and only because I'm going in and out of there, and there's youths in there that's just coming to me and just chatting to me about what they want to do and just trying to be a part of something in it, yeah. And I just felt like it wasn't the only place, but it was one place that was giving young bucks some opportunities. That's not to say that they shouldn't have been punished if needed to be for whatever happened over there, yeah. Because if the mistreatment of women or people in general was happening in there, then that has to be addressed, and they have to deal with the consequences of that. But ultimately, yeah, I just felt that, as I said before, it gave people
it was a new link-up spot. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And to be honest, obviously, I was partly involved in bringing the smoke over there, but
yeah, but
I wasn't trying to bring the smoke for them to get shut down. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, I don't think it should dictate to who hangs around with each other. Like I said, I think there's 10 to 20 guys that do grime, and when they do it and when they stand up together, it's the biggest that it could ever be. You know what I'm saying? And people saying that grime's dead, I just believe that because they're seeing loads of success within some other genres of music and with other artists, that they're saying that grime's dead. But you know, if you look at from 2004, I think 2004 to 5, when Skep and Devilman clashed. After that clash, I didn't make a DVD for 5 years or 4 years, right? Within that space that I didn't make the DVD, this is when we was getting that Grime is Dead thing. Like, the last time when Tinchy was best-selling Mel. So like, I just think, like you said, I just think it's the fact that people ain't seeing the Lord of the Mics pop off every now and get new, because that's how the new MCs come through. That's how the new guys, everything happens. The Eskimo dances, you know, all the raves that man do together as a unit. But I feel like as well, like, bloody hell, man, like, some man have got to just let other man breathe as well. Yeah. So cause man are letting the ting breathe, the ting's dead.
Yeah,
like,
but are you really? Is it because of that though? Are you really letting man breathe, or is it? Just by force?
Do you know what? Do you know what? I would genuinely say that, like, I'm a number one supporter of a lot of artists before they've had success. Do you get what I'm saying? And I've seen them and I've bigged them up. You get me? I remember going to being at a Miss show like 3 years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? And going to the side of the stage and bigging them up. I'm not saying I'm letting him breathe. I'm just saying it's good to see other people come out and be successful, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, what? So because a man's doing good, man should be bitter about next man doing good. Like, do you know what will make people bitter? When people are chatting shit. Because it's like now you're making man think that I'm not meant, not me, but you're people making people think that they're not meant to be happy for other things to be popping. You get what I'm saying? That's meant to happen. Just like Will said, that everything's meant to happen. Everyone, that's meant to happen. What's going on now, today, is meant to happen. Everything man's done in music is meant to be like this. Like, these people are meant to be eating. They're meant to be doing what they're doing now, innit? Whoever's meant to be here in 10 years' time will be here in 10 years' time.
Yeah.
Just like the guys that was here from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, I'll pull up, sorry to cut you down, I'll pull up at any rave anyone's doing, and I'm sure I'll spit my bars and people know what's going on. So I don't look at it like that. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not looking at it as like, I'm just looking at it as why they're saying it. And to be honest, you got a point why they're saying it.
Yeah, no, because you know what, I think even like speaking to you, for me, I think like I still agree for myself that the music has gone back to the fans, but I do think also, like, there's definitely an argument to say if you are looking at it from a casual fan perspective, but you're also judging artists by the pinnacles that they've reached, if you're judging artists by the pinnacles that they've reached and the noise that they made over the last couple of years, and then you also take into consideration the other components with like the community and, you know, like all of the other extensions of what happens within the grime scene, if you ain't seeing much of that, and on top of that, the pinnacle ain't being reached at the moment, like today. Forget about what the album that Stormzy dropped last year.
Yeah, but can we talk about Stormzy though? Even though
then I could see why somebody would say, yeah, it's quiet out here for man.
Yeah, but Stormzy just sold the most records out of everybody in the whole country.
That's one man.
Yeah, but he does grime. His biggest three records are grime.
Of course, but me and you can both agree that a scene is not just one man, is it?
Yeah, but how could something be dead when the one man that sold the most records doing that thing sold more than everybody else doing everything else? How's it dead?
But for me, I don't. This is the thing. This is where I would always bump heads with that type of mentality, because for me, I don't see that as that's air to me. Whether
no,
like,
but we've spoke of both halves. Yeah, you've just said, okay, what do you class as success? Yeah. Now I class success. You know what I class as success? You see the MCs that I rate and love. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not. They've been doing this a long time. Do you get what I'm saying? And again, I rate new MCs as well. But I'm saying like people like DWE. You know, the guys that really, do you know what I'm saying, set this stone. Now,
and just
who do you think more successful? A guy, someone like DWE, or someone that's doing 100 million streams on
D-double?
Exactly. So we both are going to agree on that. Yeah? We're both going to agree on that. But that doesn't mean that you can't acknowledge that Stormzy, that makes grime, just made 3 records in an album and sold the most records doing grime. I'm not saying that it's not dead because he done that with it. I'm just saying that has to come into the equation as well.
I get you.
That has to come into the equation as well. And just like what Will said, everybody's too quick to forget. In this, you could be the greatest today, bro. Tomorrow, if you're not scoring them goals, you're whack.
Yeah, straight.
And that's what the type of community we're living in today. Do you get what I'm saying? It's cutthroat. It's quick. You get what I'm saying? So, you know.
And everyone wants success now as well, immediately. And success to the casual person
is money and girls. Yeah. And success to me is me being here now in 2018. That started doing music in 1999. That's success to me. Whether I got £5, no P, nothing. I'm successful to me.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I think like success has been blurred as well. Success is judged with how much Instagram followers you got, how much ads you got, how much likes you got, how much comments you got, how much views you got, how much streams you got, how much P you got. It's all about how much. But my success is if
and
like
it's the number ultimately. Everyone, the success to what you're basically saying is, which is true, is that success now just comes to a number.
Yeah.
That's why I can't stand numbers. I say it all the time when I'm here. Yeah? I don't like looking at numbers, and I don't like having a conversation about numbers.
Jamie
I don't
said
want
it
somebody
ages ago.
to say
Jamie
to me
said
that my
that
podcast is good because of numbers.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. Like, I want someone to look at it and and see the content and like it because of that.
Okay, so then back to the
That's
point.
success to me.
So a lot of people in the grime scene, they wouldn't be as successful as, or some of them are not as successful as they could be, because they're not bending the rules to get the numbers.
Yeah.
So if
they might be successful to them. And if
no, I'm saying to the numbers though. If,
Okay.
like, this is what success today is.
Yeah.
It's the numbers, right? This is what people are saying. He claps you down, or he's done more streams than you are. Like, if people will say, okay, all right, for instance, you see like Basement Jacks, yeah? I went onto their Instagram. I went onto their Twitter. They have 17,000 followers.
17?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Right. So the last time I checked, anyway, might be a bit more now, but basically,
so that's not a parody account or something.
Nah, it's the blue tick.
Okay,
it might be 100,000 now, whatever. But it's not the number.
They got a big
the people that I noticed that really do music, they ain't got the numbers really on social like that. But you go to their show, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's kind of the same kind of thing Grime has. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it might not, everybody in Grime might not have the same Instagram followers as Skepta or Stormzy, but if everybody's coming together to do the show or whatever, it's going to be the same numbers. You get what I'm saying? But the numbers game, man, I just feel like this whole number counting thing is partly fucking up creativity and the music, and
Partly.
like it's affecting the way people even make music.
And I think it's affecting the way people think, and I think it's affecting people's judgment.
Definitely affecting judgment. Because the thing is as well, I don't want to judge people's music. Like, I don't want to sit there and be like a critique to music, even though I make music. I know I see a lot of critique people when they don't make music.
I critique music sometimes, but that's just what I feel like that's what a fan does, in my opinion. And I grew up in a household where anytime like people ask me about like how even my podcast and stuff started, I always say that if you go to my mum's house here on a Sunday, right, 6 o'clock around the table, her and her husband will be talking about, they'll be listening to Roots FM, and let's just say hypothetically speaking, a Dennis Brown's playing or whatnot. They will talk about the album that come from, what was going on culturally and what was going on politically around that time. That's what I grew up in. So I think I get an element of that, and that's I just like to talk. But at the same time, the same way that I would say, if I thought that I didn't like something, usually it's always coming, actually 100% of the time it's coming from a constructive place, and it's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But it's the same way I'd come back on and say, nah, I thought this was sick, or I thought I didn't really like it when I first listened to it, but I liked it now. And I like to have conversations with like-minded people about that. If your conversation about music is purely based on from a numbers perspective, you can't come on the couch, man.
Yeah, I've never been that guy. I'm here, shared. Everybody, like, I'm sure people know this is nothing to do with my thing. Is so far away from numbers you could even.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, but I understand what the numbers are doing to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And do you know what?
It's changing certain people's lives as well.
Yeah, who wouldn't want someone to get 10 million streams and be out of their misery? Do you know what I'm saying? But again, it's like, and again, like, it's hard, man, because I'm in a place now where I'm just trying to live through my music and be happy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The minute that you call someone's name and say things, if you've got an opinion about it, it can get technical. Do you get what I'm saying? And right now, I'm just trying to live an easy life. Do you get what I'm saying? But like I said, to everybody that's doing music now, yeah, like, and being successful in it, whether it's streams, numbers, whatever, that's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Everybody who's doing grime now, and people are saying grime is dead, or they're saying whatever they're meant to say, we just have to do what we done exactly the last time when they said it.
Yeah, fair.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's also meant to happen. People saying this, that's also meant to happen too.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I truly think it's a blessing in a mad way that people have said grime is dead. Do you know why? Because grime's been going on for so long that people get comfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like in new genres, it's just exciting. It's new. People like new, innit? People like something new. If new creps come out now, and you got the old ones, I got the York people, everyone in the room's gonna be like, oh, when did they come out? They're the same crep, the same design, the same name, but I've got the newer ones. You get what I'm saying? And I think everything's down to new. But that doesn't mean that you're not gonna go and wear your other classic 97s. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I just think people need to get over this, like, get over what their opinion doesn't mean anything. Someone could scream grime is dead from the rooftops and nothing's good. They done this to grunge. That's where the original concept of the grime is dead t-shirts come from. They know that when punk got to a certain pinnacle, they were saying it was washed because it got to the commercial peak, and they were saying it was dead. And obviously after that, they came back and was at the highest point of punk. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's just like you said, when things go commercial and they get to that aspect and you think that it can't go no bigger, it goes back underground. Did you know what?
Yeah,
when it's underground,
what people do is they judge it by that though. So
but when it's underground, it's gonna live, innit?
Yeah.
But
sorry, yeah, that's why sometimes some people judge. See, like when you look at artists, like let's say for example, let's say Stormzy again for argument's sake, yeah. If Stormzy was to sell a little bit less than what he did before, let's say a quarter less than what he did before, then those same type of people will probably say
that he's dropping off.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing that we was avoiding. That's the main reason why man wanted independence in the first place. Imagine that. Because labels, what they used to do, what they would do is they'll take an artist on, they'll be popping, they bring the artist out, what's not, and they bring the artist out on the label, the artist does well, it sells, loads of money, everything, and then they bring out the next album, and the last album done 200,000, the album after that done 180,000, it gets dropped. Or it does 150,000, he gets dropped. Because in their eyes, they're not progressing. But I don't think artistry should be based on the numbers like we were saying. So this is where the initial problem starts, with the numbers. The problem's always been within the numbers.
Dash where the numbers, man.
But how are you gonna dash away the numbers now? Because they say everyone's getting paid.
What?
So
if you dash away the numbers, people will be having. I'll tell you what, yeah. People will be having panic attacks. Depression will go up by 6,922%. Fucking, it would be, bro. Could you imagine? Do you know what? It'd be a sick social experiment, yeah. If it just like, did JME say that before? Like,
he said there should be a day.
We need to have a day or a month. Do you know what? Like, it would be sick if just one day we just woke up one morning and all the numbers was just gone for like 3 weeks.
That would be sick. I'd love that.
Like, it would be really interesting to find out what
people were dead.
Bruv, do you know what?
People were dead, fam.
Yeah, people would be, but also, I'll tell you what, maybe it might be more difficult to gauge it, but you'd probably find that there'd be like certain artists that might not be getting much time a day, getting a massive look in. Because no one knows what everyone else is looking at. And remember, we're in the era of groupthink. So the moment that one person says that something is sick or something is shit, in that groupthink era, people gravitate to that.
Alright, so there's two sides to this coin as well, Chuck, yeah. I've seen people got bare following and hype online. I've been to their show and it's dead.
Or they're shit.
You get what I'm saying? Or they're shit or they can't perform. So it's like All you got to do now is know what you're doing and what you're supporting. You know, if you love something, support it. If you're a grime artist and you're a grime producer or MC's doing a show, support it. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do that you love, just love it. I think that everybody's concentrating too much on the numbers and what they think's gonna happen that is negative and thing. And to be honest, a lot of people's opinions ain't gonna sway what's actually gonna happen. Even us talking about this, even as I was sitting in this chair talking about it, it doesn't matter. Anything we say doesn't matter because the guys that do it, they're gonna go and do it
anyway, regardless.
And it's gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But obviously we talk about stuff when things come up. We talk. This is a good. To be honest, this is a good point. Like, you know, it's like this podcast is kind of, for me. I like it when things happen. That if something's happening, there's a place to talk about it, and it doesn't always have to be me talking about it.
Yeah.
It could be someone else. I've seen like the last few of your things pop up, and
Yeah.
it's always topics that are going on now that are good to speak about.
Yeah. Does your son do grime? You
Um,
got an older son, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the maddest thing. He does grime, but he also does a bit of like drill and
Does he? Yeah?
Afro.
He's
swing.
not flinging on the balaclava thing.
No.
If he flung on the balaclava, what was your reaction to that? Honestly,
He can't. I'll rip it off. He can't put on no balaclava. You get me, man? But man have already come
Giggs
through.
One time, Giggs put on he put a post up one time, when he was saying that his brethren, like his son's brethren, like he knows his son's brethren or whatever, and then one day his son must have showed him a video or whatever, and the brethren was like in the video balaclava up or whatever. He said, "What is that, little Chris with the balaclava on?" Nah, he's not coming back to the house anymore. He's not coming back.
Yeah, because we've been through all of that and seen all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's for them to think. But again, at the same time, I can't tell him what music to make.
No, of course not.
You know, I can't tell him what to do. And like I said, you just got to accept that things move forward, man. And you know, and that's where we're at. I'm like, I could be in his ear all day, be like, "No, do the gram, do this." He's sick at it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he wants to experiment. He wants to do. He likes all
stuff.
all types of music, so he's gonna want to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at. So even with like everything that's going on, and people always say to me, "Oh, what do you think about this?" That's what my youth is doing, and he's most really gonna be one of the pioneers in that thing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? In 10 years' time, trust me, this guy is on stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? So in 10 years' time, he's gonna be a guy there. It's not like he's gonna be a guy there.
I hear you.
I have to be ready to be the guy standing next to him when he's there.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm
Bring
saying?
him here one time still. Make me have a chat with him.
Yeah. That's who you really need to be talking to. Them, the youths is.
Yeah, that's it. That's
you
what I
should
wanna
really
do.
be doing
Yeah,
the
that's
one
what
where
I
you
wanna
get some of the younger G's in, man.
That's all in the works, brother.
Because I think they've got more to tell us and more understanding than even us at the moment.
Of course.
Of what's going on with the situation. But yeah, to everyone who's saying Grime's dead, man, like I just got a message for people like that. Like when you put that energy on something, you have to remember how diamonds are made. When you put pressure or energy on against something, it always comes out, it always explodes. When they try to ban any song, what happens? It gets bigger. What happens when they try to ban gigs? It gets bigger. What happens when you shun something? It gets bigger. So I just think like all of this talk is good, but like really, who's saying it? Who's saying it? Who is the person? Do we know them? What do they sound like?
Yeah.
Why, yeah, do you know? And it's like, who is this guy?
I hear you. I hear you loud. And I think it just kind of like, just to close up as well, it kind of goes by just an opinion that I have already anyway, is that, this is just mine anyway, but I just think that there's a lot of noise out there, and I think that sometimes that noise gets clouded by people listening to people's opinions that don't really matter, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? Just before we block her. So I had a video, right? It was called Wavy House. Yeah, it was a tune. I shot the video to, tune was mastered, everything. Uploaded it to YouTube, right? Now this is the perfect example. On this note, we're gonna go. Uploaded it to YouTube on my account, yeah. Went up. First 30 comments were thumbs up. Yeah, on, you know, like you can like the thumbs up or thumbs down on the video. The views were going up, the comments were thumbs up, kept going up, everything was going up. As it was popping and I was looking at the thing going up, my brethren pointed out to me that basically it's the wrong master over the video. So he was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to rip the video down? Yeah. Do you want to rip the video down? Yeah. Or we can leave it as it is with the wrong master on it. And I was like, oh no. And they was like, what do you want to do? They was like, look, you can either take it down and put it back up, but if you leave the one with the old master, you're gonna have to live with that forever. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'd rather my art be how I want it to be than lose these views that we've just got and re-up it, yeah? Pulled it off, put the right master on the video, right? Put the video back up on the same channel. The first 30 to 20 comments was down. What did it spiral in from there? And I saw this with my own. I'm just giving you an example of how
Groupthink,
people's minds are measured and how things, and this is why the numbers, the streams and everything, it directs people into that place where they think or they want to like something because they're left out if they don't like it because everybody else is liking it. Have you ever gone to a rave and everybody's singing this tune and you're like, rah, I don't know this rhythm. You almost feel that sense of like, rah, I need to go and check this out now because I feel late. And I think people are just scared of being late. People are scared of being the people that don't know what's going on. No one ever just wants to find nothing, no. No one wants to bust you on stuff. Everybody wants to be the guy that meant to know everything. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that's where we're at with like the culture.
Yeah.
Like the culture in general is like clout chasing. That's what this is. It's a lot of clout chasing and even numbers, yeah? Like, okay, you like that person because they got 1 million views, or if they've got 1 million views, they must be good, so I must be late. That's where all the fake views came in. That's why people were buying fake views. People were doing people are doing this stuff because it's like fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of like rappers, they get jewelry and thing. They're not really active at the time, but the jury's making them look active and the guys believe in the raps. Now they're buying into the guy. Do you get me? So I feel like as well, you just got to be real to yourself. And if people actually believe you represent something and they'll buy into you for what you represent and for what you're doing as your works, whether they like you as a person or not, that's how you win. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you. So just to wrap this up, yeah, Grime's dead.